Okay, there's some options in sample files in Animate. A lot of cool things. So even though we haven't created these, just looking at them will teach us how they're put together. So there's a lot of sample files in here that you can look at on your own. I'm just going to show you one right now that you're all going to open and use and edit. So this one here, we've got these battling cats that are Star Wars characters, I think, because one's called Darth Meow and the other one's Obi-Wan Kenobi. So when we play this, we can see this one is for layers specifically. So we can see the layers in the background moving at a different speed, and just the way that the layers are ordered. These trees are in the foreground. The trees are movie clips, so as they're moving across the screen, these cats are battling, and it just repeats. So the mountains off in the distance are moving slower. So if you were driving in a car, if you looked right out the window, everything would be blurry. As you look outside the car and off into the distance, mountains, trees, whatever, would move or appear to move very slowly in relation to you. So let's take a look at the timeline. Just give me one second. So our timeline, when I'm coming over to help, sometimes timelines are really like this on your screen, and sometimes you just need to expand it just to see what layers you've got. So as I move through this, I can see that we've got the foreground trees, which is off to the left, I think, somewhere. We've got Darth Meow. Oh, there's the foreground tree. We got Darth Meow, the shadow. Now I can't really see it, so I just hover here and expand it. So as I move through this, these guys are moving. So typically in movie clips, we wouldn't see them moving because they just are only moving in their own timeline. So let's take a quick look at this. We've got our lock options. So we can unlock or lock all layers. Now I really highly recommend that you are locking all of the layers and then unlocking the layers you plan to work with. So if I want to work with Darth Meow and Obi-Wan Kenobi, I'll lock all of the layers, and then I will unlock the two that I want to use, play with. Now there's shadows here. I'm going to keep those ones locked because I'm not actually going to do anything with those ones. But if I look at my visibility, if I turn that on and off, I can make all of these layers either invisible or visible. So I'm not sure which cat is which, so I'm just going to click on the visibility for Darth Meow. It's the orange cat, so that's the cat I'm going to work on first. Guess this cat's not really sure if this is a movie clip or what. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select and see that this is a symbol, but it's a graphic. Now this character is a little bit different than a movie clip, but if I double click on this, we can see all of these layers here. So I'm just going to go back to scene 1. So all of these layers are named, which makes it very helpful when I'm trying to look for which layer I want to edit. If I double click on this symbol to edit the symbol, I can see that I'm in the edit symbol. Everything else is faded in the background. I can see here that this now is a little bit more difficult. This person did not name all the layers. So even though they're kind of working for Adobe, they didn't name all the layers inside their symbol, except for this one that says lightsaber and then a folder that says face. But okay, I want to center this again. So I need to figure out which layer this lightsaber is on because I want to change the lightsaber itself. So I can't select the lightsaber, so it must be one of these here. So I'm going to unlock all of them and then select the lightsaber layer. So this one highlights. I know that this is where we are. I'm going to lock everything, unlock that layer, double click on this to edit it. Again, there's two layers here. Not sure which is which. Try and select this, doesn't work. Try and select this, it does. So this handle is locked. If I want to change it, looks like this is just a line. This is a stroke. So I'm going to leave this as white for a second, but I'm going to edit, copy. I'm going to make a new layer, edit, paste in place. Now with this one, I'm going to make it a little bit larger. I'm going to change the color of it to red. I'm going to make this quickly a movie clip. Red saber. I'm going to go to the filter and I'll make this blurred, and I'll make this maybe 15. I'm also going to select this, double click on it. I'm going to change the alpha to like 60. So I'm editing now that movie clip, then I go back. Now when I see this, so the one below it is white. It's got this glow around it, and then I'll go back to scene 1, Control Enter, and we're watching this cat now battle with a red lightsaber. Now I'm going to close this, double click on this again, double click on here, double click on I'll lock the 2 layers of the blade of the lightsaber, and I will edit the hilt of this thing. So I should zoom in here to make my life easier. And maybe I want to do the front. Okay, I will go back out to scene 1, Control Enter, and I like how this looks. I feel like this animation now, I've learned a little bit about layers, I've learned a little bit about locking and visibility and order of layers. There is another, obviously, cat in this video who is Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I would like you to change his lightsaber to a color of your choice. And that's what we're going to do for this one. You can obviously change the lightsaber if you want to play around with it a little bit more. I will check this on the screen briefly, but I'm not going to mark it as complete or incomplete. There's some other sample files we're going to play around with as well, and in addition to the ones we're going to create on our own. But before we create our own, sometimes it's helpful to find the ones that are already created and then see how they were put together. So even if we double click on this again, we can see that if we were to hide some of these, we can see now I've found parts of this cat's face and these different layers, so I can see what's what. So because these are not named, I have to kind of do this to try and see what everything is. So we also realize from this that it's very important to name our layers. Also here we got to see that sometimes you're not going to be using motion tweens. Sometimes you have to just do what's called keyframing, which is you're just making multiple keyframes, and then these keyframes sometimes are going to be turned off by using a blank keyframe. So a lot to take in here. You don't have to fully understand this yet, but you will as time goes on. And that's it.